Hello, this is Ian, CEO at We Offer Wellness, and I'm here today with Ray. So, hello, Ray.
Hello, good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, welcome. And you're one of our early sort of supporters of this idea that we have, for a wellness company that centralizes wellness. So, tell us a bit about yourself. Where are you based, Ray? Just so I have a sip of tea.
Okay, so I'm based in Dartford in Kent. So I work out of my therapy room here in Dartford in my house, or I work online with my therapies, which is absolutely brilliant that I can do both at the same time. And then I also occasionally run retreats down in Glastonbury. So I go out of the area and I run workshops here in my therapy room. So yeah, so I'm fairly flexible around the Kent area, but I can travel if need be.
Tell us about these workshops then. So, what's someone comes into We Offer Wellness, they find you, they're drawn to the workshop. What will they expect?
Okay, well, I offer two main workshops. One is Angelic Reiki workshop, which is where we take you through all the steps to do Angelic Reiki energy healing, which is one of the main things that I actually offer as a therapy, but I also am a teacher as well. So you have a choice of just doing Angelic Reiki 1 and 2 to get a deeper connection with the angelic realms and to learn some basic healing that you can use on yourself and your family. And then if you want to go further, you can then take the 3 and 4 workshop, which takes you a little bit deeper into the angelic realm and working with the angels. And then if you want to become a practitioner, then you can go on and do the practitioner's course, which then gives you all the skills and everything you need to actually do it as a living, if you want to, as a practitioner. And then if you really want to, you can go and do what I did and go on and become a master teacher. So you can actually teach other people this wonderful modality that I've been working with since 2008. And it really sort of like changed my life, especially all the synchronicities that came up, all the people I've met during it, what it's led on to other things. So that's one workshop. And the other workshop I run, which is online, is Future Life Progression. I'm also a future life progression practitioner, but I also train to teach it as well. And that is an absolutely wonderful way of um, giving yourself the chance to see into the future. But with the training, not only do you practice on your fellow students, but you actually get to experience going into the future, going into the past. So you gain clarity and insights into your life, what needs healing, what you can do, where you can go, the steps to take it. And it's I've also got the business model in, which is absolutely brilliant because it was pioneered by a lady called Angelic. She was very well known around with all her books and everything and her business. And she works with top business people, celebrities, etc. So what she doesn't know about business that she's given to us, nobody needs. But future life progression is a brilliant way of being able to do past life regression and future life progression on people. So they're the two main trainings that I actually offer.
Yeah, wonderful, Ray. Tell us a little bit. So, that one of the things that we wanted with We Offer Wellness was to kind of centralize wellness experiences on a global scale. Okay, so anywhere in the world. So I'm glad that that the online offering is there because no one's restricted. Then they can be anywhere in the world and they can connect with you and you with them. But also to create a platform that would serve as a means of education. So people that perhaps they varying degrees of consciousness about it, but whoever it is, they find themselves into this place, this platform, and they go, I'm not really sure, I've heard of this, I'm not really sure what this is. Angelic Reiki, then, for someone that has never experienced it before, doesn't know what it is, how would you sort of, communicate to them what it is?
Okay, well, Angelic Reiki, a majority of people have heard of Yasai Reiki, but then there are actually some people that haven't. So Reiki is universal healing, so it's energy healing. So with the Angelic Reiki, what happens is the healing is actually facilitated by the angels, by the angelic realms. So I am literally a bridge between the angels and my client. So I literally take myself out of the way, and the angels come in and do the healing where they feel it needs to be done. So if you can imagine, as a human, if you were to come to me with a sore arm, my first instinct is, oh, let me go and heal the arm. Whereas the angels will come in and go, we think there's another issue, whether that's physical, mental, emotional, this lifetime, other lifetimes, whatever, that is more important, that needs to be healed at this moment in time. And that's what they will go and work on, which quite often has a knock-on effect on the physical injury, because quite often a lot of physical injuries are through emotional or other things that have been going on in our lives. So that's really what angelic Reiki healing is in a basic sense, is that the angels come in and they will heal you, whether that's physically, mentally, or emotionally, whether they feel that needs to be done. And all you do is you just lie there, relaxing, listening to music. You might fall asleep, you might go on a journey, you might get sensations, you might get insights. You never know with angelic Reiki. But what I also offer at the end of each session is I actually offer a angel card reading as well. So once you've had the session, we then do an angel card reading so that you can get a bit more clarity about where you are and what's going on, and possibly where you need to go in the future. Plus you get a little clear quartz crystal that's picked up all the energy of the healing that you can carry and with you if you need that little boost.
And look, wonderfully put. So look, a little bit about you then. So Ray, and then radiant angel energy. So did you ponder and dwell on that for long, or did that come quite sort of naturally, easily?
No, I went through loads of different names to call the company, to call the business, and I was using numerology because I wanted to get the right numbers for it and everything. And then I came up with Radiant Angel Energy, and I thought, oh, that's brilliant. And it was only when I was actually putting it together, and I thought, oh, that's that's my name, RAE. It's like, oh, okay. So if you look closely on my website, my cards, the R, the A, and the E are just a slight different color, just very, very, very slight to spell my name. So I didn't know that when I came up with Radiant Angel Energy. It was only when I was really looking at it afterwards when that's my name. And so obviously I meant to have that as the business name.
And do you have your own cards then? Is that right? Did you say?
Oh, I don't have my no, that's my business cards. No, I don't have my own Oracle cards yet, but that is something that I'm working on in the background, because I love doing Oracle cards
Yeah.
as well. That's another thing I do, as well as guided meditations. So yeah, so that's something that will be appearing one day.
And look, something about yourself then. Where does all this start with you? You know, where did your interest begin?
Oh, well, we have to go back to childhood. So very briefly, my mum did palmistry and psychometry. My aunt did tarot cards. Uh, my dad was quite happy to run my mum to spiritualist churches when we were children. So I was always in that environment. And over the years, I dabbled in tarot and runes and various other things. And then teenage life takes in, as it always does, and things um, just develop. And then I had a card reading in my early 20s. And the guy said that he could see me going on a life-changing trip. And he said he thought it was somewhere like Sri Lanka. So it's like, okay. So I went on the early days of computers back then. So I went online, Lonely Planet, and they had an article on Peru. And it's like, oh, so I ended up reading that article, didn't go Sranker, didn't think any more of it. A few days later, turned on the TV, and there's a documentary on Peruvian bears by Stephen Fry. And because I've had that background and I know that synchronicities are always something we need to look at, I'm like, oh, that's twice Peru has just come out of the blue here. So I got some brochures. Couldn't afford it. It's quite expensive to go traveling around Peru. Didn't think more of it. A few months later, had to remortgage. Mortgage companies mixed up the payments, had to give me some compensation, the exact amount of one of these tours. So it's like, okay, let's book this. And then just before I went, the girl I was working with at the time, her grandfather passed away, and she was clearing out his attic. And she brought, next day she came into work, she had found in his attic an old Lonely Planet Peruvian guidebook and a map of Peru. And literally that trip to Peru, that was absolutely life-changing. When we did, I did the 4-day Inca Trail up to Machu Picchu, and whilst I was on Machu Picchu, I stand on one of the platforms, and only a few seconds, but I was transported back in time, and I was actually addressing Incans below me, and it's like, whoa. And that was one of my past lives since I found out. And when I came back to England, I was sitting in the office, and it was an October UK afternoon, dark early, raining, horrible. And I thought, you know, something, I would rather be out in that than sitting here in an office. And that's when I sort of like made the decision, okay, I need to do something rather than a 9-to-5 job now. And angels had already been sort of like around me and everything, but then things started coming on with the angels, and I found Angelic Reiki. Then I was always interested in past life stuff, and then that led me on to doing past life regression, then the future life regression, and then the guided meditations and the oracle cards have always sort of like been there throughout my life anyway. And it just all amalgamated into radiant angel energy and what I do now. And I'm always learning and growing with, you know, with everyone that I come into contact with, and all the new modalities and everything that everyone has out there. And it's so amazing.
Ray, it's wonderful. I hope people do come and find you in the platform and make a connection and have that experience, go on a journey with you, because I think there'll be something quite extraordinary. So look, need to leave it there. Thank you ever so much for doing this and being part of what we're doing. People, please do come and find Ray. Just seek her out, and if it's for you, you will do. So, Ray, thanks ever so much, and I'm sure our paths will cross again very soon. All right,
I'm sure. Thank you so much.
take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.